Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? This is Rob of Ro2R Review. Welcome back to the channel, and we have to finally discuss Nintendo's E3 Nintendo Direct for 2018 because it just finished, just wrapped up. A lot of thoughts, quite a bit to unpack, so let's just jump into it. So, as predicted, Nintendo's E3 Nintendo Direct was pretty much the Super Smash Bros. Show. It's definitely something I've been talking about for a while. And there was probably a lot of things that a lot of us were hoping or expecting to see that we didn't see, because they literally spent, of the 45-minute show, which was really cool to get 45 minutes from Nintendo at E3, last year was only 25 if you remember. So of the 45-minute show, they spent about 20 to 25, maybe even 30 minutes on Super Smash Bros., which is a lot. It's definitely a lot. But again, they basically told us that that's what they were doing. And again, I discussed it on a video quite a while ago. In fact, I hope you guys have been watching my videos. I tweeted this out just before I came on camera here. But if you look at these videos that I've been making over the last several months, most of what happened today, I've been kind of theorizing and predicting was probably going to happen. This was ultimately the Nintendo Direct show that I expected it to be. Now, it's easy to be disappointed, and I totally understand that. There are more things that I was hoping to see than we got. It's not like I loved the show, but I also didn't hate the show. Like I said, once Nintendo gave us their plans a couple of months ago and told us what they were doing, to me, it became very clear and obvious that this was the kind of show they were going to give. Hence why I made some of those videos that I just showed you where I discussed, I think that these plans are giving us a clue that we're not going to get a lot of surprises. We're not going to get a lot outside of Super Smash Bros. We're going to get some things. They're going to discuss games that aren't Smash Bros. But I don't think that there's going to be a lot of room for surprises and big announcements outside of that. 2018 very clearly to me was going to become the Super Smash Bros. Show. Now, of course, there's an element that Nintendo gives us that other companies don't, which are Nintendo Directs. So there is still time for Nintendo to show us another surprise or two for a game that even could still turn out to be a 2018 game. But that's a discussion for another day. We're only talking about the here and now, the 2018 Nintendo Direct for E3, and they gave us pretty much what they gave us, which was mostly Smash. So I'm not ultimately disappointed, because I already knew to expect mostly Smash Brothers. I knew to expect no Metroid Prime. I was beginning to believe that we were going to see it, but clearly by the video I made last week, I was very much prepared emotionally to not see Metroid Prime 4 at E3 this year. So, and of course they still could decide to show it, later in the day or later in the week or whatever, and that's fine. But I pretty much knew we weren't going to see it at their Nintendo Direct. So overall, what else did I think of the show? I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was good. It was fine. I mean, let's get real. Super Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers is something we all want. So let's not really act like we're disappointed getting so much Super Smash Brothers information. It was really cool. I think they spent a little bit too much time on like the minutia of these crazy game mechanics and things that I'm not personally into. They seem very relevant to like the tournament fighting space and the esports space. And I think that stuff is important for them to talk about, but that was the majority of their presentation. However, Super Smash Bros. Turned out to be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which features every previous fighter ever and 2 new fighters that they discussed, and I'll get into that in a sec. But I mean, I think it's great that they have all the fighters from previous games and all the old stages and a couple of new stages. Snake is back. I mean, all this stuff. It's really pretty cool. Ice Climbers are coming back, of course, because every character ever, and I think that's awesome. I was predicting Ice Climbers as well, which was a lot of fun. Inkling, of course, that was already confirmed when they revealed that Smash was coming in the March Nintendo Direct. So they look very, very sweet. Let's talk about the Big Daddy, which was the character I was asking for and I believed in forever. Even though everyone said you can't do it, Sakurai himself, to be fair, did also say you can't do it, but I knew it was possible, and that is Ridley. And frickin' Ridley is in Smash Brothers, and that was so awesome to me. What a great way to promote Metroid Prime 4. I know for so long the conversation was, he's too big, you can't put him in Smash because he's too big. And I was like, get out of here with that nonsense, man. You could put Bowser in this game, you could put frickin' Ridley. You find a way to just make him work. Everything about Smash Brothers is ridiculous and doesn't make sense, so who cares how big or small Ridley is? You put him in the game, everyone's gonna love it, and guess what? It's happening. You're all welcome. So yeah, I thought it was great. Smash Brothers is going to be fantastic. Launching December 7th, far later than I thought. Not launching alongside of their online network, which is very curious, but they probably want to give people time to prepare to fit into their bill schedule or bill structure, paying for the online service, so that when it launches in December, everyone's already up online and ready to go. Very curious to be their December title. There was a couple of other games I thought might be revealed to be December, but I think that that's great, man. I mean, you know, let's talk about some of the other things that they showed. They showed a new Mario Party game, Super Mario Party, which I actually don't really like Mario Party all that much, but I thought this looked pretty cool, so I'm very excited for that. That game, I believe, was October, so I'm very excited for that. They also revealed they started with that Demon X Machina game, which looks so much like Xenoblade Skells fighting, and I recorded my reactions to the Nintendo Direct, and that's pretty much what I thought it was until they revealed the game. Published by Marvelous, or developed by Marvelous, I should say, and that's the same studio who published and was behind the No More Heroes games. So that's really great to have a new Marvelous Entertainment game. I'm hoping and assuming that's exclusive to Switch. I don't know if that's going to be confirmed or not, but I thought it looked great. Crazy cool anime, mech fighting, cutscene action. I thought it was so freaking awesome. Also, that whole leaked list turned out to be true. Dragon Ball FighterZ is coming this year, which is super cool. I will absolutely double dip. I own it on PS4, and it's a great game, so I cannot recommend enough that you guys get it. I think that Bandai and Nintendo probably should have just confirmed this a long time ago, or at least made a bigger deal out of the reveal today, but since it leaked, it's like, whatever. Fortnite is coming, downloadable today for free. That is very cool. I will absolutely be picking that up and giving Fortnite a shot because I've never played it. That Killer Queen Black game also was in that leak. Of course, that showed up as well. And a bunch of other games. They showed like Overcooked 2 is coming, and just a bunch of other cool things. They doubled down on Dark Souls Remastered and Wolfenstein 2. And a couple of other things. Their quick reel of games in the middle of the show I thought was cool and exciting, and like, there is some third-party support coming to the Switch. It's really nice to see. They didn't give us big surprises or reveals. They didn't make a big deal out of most of these third-party games, which would have been nice, but it was cool to see. They had a nice trailer for the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC, which is very, very exciting. They touched on Octopath Traveler still coming out July 13th. I think that that's super cool as well. I mean, you know, a lot of games, a lot of stuff, just no big surprises. What are you going to do? Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. They talked about that for a hot second, so it was nice to see Reggie. I always love hearing from Reggie. He's like my favorite dude in the world. And, you know, all that stuff before Smash Brothers started, I think was just totally fine. But let's finish up touching one more time on the stuff that we didn't see. And we'll start with the big one, Metroid Prime 4, as I already even discussed in this video. You know, I had to prepare myself and you guys for Metroid Prime 4 not to be here. That's why I made that video last week about why it'll be okay if Metroid Prime 4 isn't shown today. You guys, unless Nintendo is going to pull the most insane surprise in history, that game, as I've said since day one, is a 2019 release. That is a next year game. And I do think that we're probably going to see that game before the end of the year in a Nintendo Direct. That's now my theory. Not next year at E3. I think it is going to be a Nintendo Direct title that they discuss in 2018. So let's remember, for all these games we didn't see, Nintendo Directs exist for a reason. Nintendo always wants to hold E3 surprises back so they can have big surprises for Nintendo Directs. And as much as we may be sad or disappointed or feeling let down right now, today, in the moment, when a Nintendo Direct comes next month and they're like, boom, here's Metroid Prime 4, boom, here's this game, we'll be like, oh my god, this is why Nintendo's great, we love you, thank you for having surprises all throughout the year. So let's not forget that about Nintendo and why we love that about Nintendo. But no Metroid, man. My heart is crushed. I wanted to believe it would be here. I wanted it. We all wanted it. But, I mean, what are you going to do? All that matters is that they're making the game. So let's just be happy for the simple fact that Metroid Prime 4 exists. And in our lifetime, we will be playing it, which is super exciting. No Animal Crossing. Man, no Animal Crossing. I'm bummed. I really thought Animal Crossing was going to show up. I still think that game has a chance at being revealed and released in 2018, though. So let's hope that my Nintendo Direct theory is true, and maybe in a month or two they reveal Animal Crossing and confirm it's 2018. So that's kind of my feeling there. We didn't hear from Retro Studios or from Star Fox. Whether they were the same thing or they were different things, we didn't hear anything from Retro Studios. That is a shocker to me, you guys. Maybe the Treehouse is going to give us a surprise, but I think a surprise as big as a Metroid or Retro Studios or whatever, I think that deserves to be in the direct presentation, not during the Treehouse stream. So either way, I just don't even know what to say about that. I can't believe we didn't hear from Retro, you know, and that whether it's Star Fox or otherwise, we should have probably heard from freaking Retro. We're never going to find out about Retro Studios' freaking stupid game. Oh my god. Also, no Pikmin 4, which I was really hoping to see happen. I feel like they are making Pikmin 4, but they didn't want to drop any of those big surprises today. So whatever's happening on the Pikmin front, which Nintendo and Miyamoto have confirmed, like, Pikmin's not dead. They're working on something for Pikmin behind the scenes. I don't know when we're going to see that stuff, man. Today would have been a great day, but maybe that's another game for super far off, and maybe year 2 is just always going to be a slow year. I think it's just that's what we're seeing here is year 2 for the Nintendo Switch is a slow year. No Metroid, no Pikmin, no Star Fox, no Retro Studios. It is what it is. We're getting Mario Party, we're getting Smash Brothers. What we're not getting is Fire Emblem. And I've been planting seeds when I've discussed Fire Emblem recently that what I wanted to see was for them to reconfirm that Fire Emblem would be a 2018 title. Because in the back of my mind, I was a little worried it would slip to 2019. And it did. That game is, I think they said spring 2019. Shocking to me. Very, very shocked. However, we saw the game. We didn't get, like, we basically just got a trailer. We didn't get, like, the doors blown open. They didn't really detail it. Although they might during the Treehouse, to be fair. So there's 3 days of Treehouse to go. So they probably are going to talk about Fire Emblem a lot. And that'll be nice. But it was great to see the game. I mean, it looks awesome. It looks like a great game. I'm going to want to watch some of the Treehouse stuff for Fire Emblem. See what that game is truly going to be like. It kind of looks like some of my predictions might actually be true, which is really exciting. So yeah, we're just going to have to see more of what that's about. And I think at the end of the day, that's probably it as far as really my quick thoughts on what happened. I mean, overall, their show is okay. I guess it was like a B- for me. I don't know if I want to go as low as a C+. It really wasn't great because there weren't a lot of surprises, but I also felt like I knew to expect that. I feel like Nintendo was trying to tell us not to expect that. And I already was very prepared to not see Metroid, for example. I did expect something like a Pikmin or an Animal Crossing kind of surprise at least, but they didn't have one surprise to that tier, not one. The biggest they had as far as first-party surprises was probably just Mario Party, which isn't really a huge surprise. And then seeing Fire Emblem and getting a release window and stuff like that, which is nice. It's really great, but it's not like a big, oh my god, surprise. Their big surprise actually was just Ridley and Super Smash Brothers, which I loved, and I freaked out, and it was really exciting, but it's not to the level of like, oh my god, a new Pikmin, Metroid, an Animal Crossing, Pokemon 2019, whatever. So yeah, it was an okay show. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible either. And let's not forget, guys, Nintendo Directs happen for a reason. We're going to be having a fine time when we finally see a new Nintendo Direct in another month or so. And I think that's going to hopefully make up for some of what we feel like we were missing today. But hey, man, 3 days of Treehouse, 3 days of E3 still to go. Let's watch the Smash Brothers stuff. Let's learn about Fire Emblem. We probably will get 1 or 2 surprises that might be like mid-tier quality stuff. And let's just see what happens, man. So, I don't know. That's it. That's Nintendo's E3. Let's see what the next 3 days of the show floor in the Treehouse have to offer us. What did you guys think? Were you satisfied with it? Are you disappointed? Did you hate it outright? Are you just miserable over it? Maybe you're completely thrilled over the Smash information or Fire Emblem. Whatever it is, talk about it below. You know my feelings. I want to hear what you have to say. All opinions are welcome here as always. And that is it. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. This is Rob of Ro2R Review, and I'll catch you next time on another E3 video.